All right, we talked about what we needed to talk about. Now let's talk about what we want to talk about. And let's start with Beyonce's album, Cowboy Carter, now officially out for 1 week. Roy, this was supposed to be her country music debut, but what we got was so much more.
Yeah, I think what we got in addition to the music was a history lesson about the roots of blackness in country music at a time where all we love to do is reject the truth about the origins of so many things in this country. And I think that's the conversation that I've been happy to see happening around the album, is the fact that, oh, not only am I going to come into this genre and do something new and inventive, but I'm also going to put on my back a lot of the black people that are already in the genre and were already the beachhead long before I got here, and pay homage to them. Hey, Dolly Parton, come on over too. Let's do a remix. And I think that part is what's made it so enjoyable when she goes on tour. You need to buy stocks in cowboy hats. That's,
Yeah, you do.
whatever company make the cowboy hats, that's the stock.
Don't say it too loudly. Trump will come out with cowboy hats.
Exactly.
These are truth hats.
But you know, it's interesting because Beyonce's not going to get 1619 for doing it, which is interesting, right? Because the story of the black contribution to country music, not even contribution, Ken Burns, did a lot on this in his documentary, is that his first episode in his documentary was called The Rub. It was about the black and white origins of country music that evolved into a country that didn't want to share origins. So they decided that country music was the white thing and R&B was the black thing. But in fact, so many of their roots were in the same place, in the same type of music, in the same types of stories about love and loss. And I thought that was interesting. And that conversation's died down for the last couple of years, and it's coming back in. And
Then do you think this is a political album?
No, I think
it's an everything.
I think people, first of all, it's Beyonce. But the more important thing is, as we get used to this, we will understand that when black people have country music hits, it's not a stretch. It's not going into someone else's world. It's going back into your own.
There's no novelty.
There's no novelty,
at that
right?
Point.
Then what's your take, Amanda, of the criticism? There's not a lot of it, but there is some that's loud. It's from the far right, which I don't even understand why, but what's your take?
Some of it is targeted towards a black woman who is amazing at what she does because she's a black woman who's amazing at what she does.
That's a whole list of black women, but keep going.
Some of it is well thought out. Like, there are some songs that are better than others, but they're all interesting. Like, there's so much there. She gives us essentially a history lesson. I heard Saeed Jones describe it as like the great American novel, but in music form. It is beautiful. Now, some of the critiques are super racist and problematic, but I do think there's some more interesting conversation happening around the music because she gives us so much to dive in on.
But how about the fact that some of her biggest supporters on this album are the collaborators, the original artists? It's Paul McCartney, it's Dolly Parton playing homage.
Willie Nelson.
Dolly Parton said 3 years ago, I think it was to Trevor Noah, I hope that one day Beyonce covers Jolene.
I mean, the fact that Miley Cyrus was once saying, I can't wait to see Beyonce, and now she is also a part of this project. I think it's a beautiful thing when you watch people who are considered as deep roots in country, like Dolly Parton, being able to say, yes, this is absolutely a beautiful take and where this country music genre needs to go further. And I think it's getting rid of the novelty factor. There are so many brilliant black musicians who have been in this space and who are now talking about the Beyonce bump of their streams going up, them being recognized as artists in their own caliber for being featured in this way. And I think that for some people who say that Beyonce might have, I know that there are some critics out there who are saying it's too commercial, it's not enough country. It's Beyonce. This woman is mainstream and she is huge. That's always how she's going to do it. But if other people can grow with that,
and if her album gets nominated for any number of awards, all those people get nominated too, which is like, what an incredible thing to do for that community.
It's going to be hell at the CMAs if Beyonce wins some country music awards, because now you're going to have people who are purists who are going to act like there aren't other commercialized country music artists.
Right, it's a broad genre. There's a lot of country music.
As a Swiftie, I will tell you, what was Taylor doing when she got big in country?
Right.
You were using Beyonce crossing genres to try to uplift your narrative that this is some sort of attack on whiteness, and it's not. And to act like anybody of only one specific race can do one specific genre, that's wrong.
The only person getting attacked is Jolene, and she's been getting attacked for the last 50 years.
I mean, I heard that woman is hiding under a table.
It's Jolene's fault, and she deserved to get stomped on it acoustically. Sorry.
Okay, let's talk about some other extraordinarily powerful women this week. I'm talking March Madness. Is this a turning point for women in sports? Because traditionally when women don't get paid or they don't get the resources, it's always like, well, like they can't sell out arenas. They don't have the audience, but boom, they do.
Yeah.
What do you think of this moment?
I mean, just the fact that people like Shaq and others are coming out and saying that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, these are the most talented people.
Shaq saying he doesn't even know the names of the men playing.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Same.
Nope.
And I love that. And I love that we're talking about it as just basketball and not women's basketball as much anymore. Like, these are just amazing athletes. And I'm excited for the fact that there are so many young kids, not just girls, but also boys, who are clamoring for a Caitlin Clark jersey or who are clamoring to be like Angel Reese. That is the dream right there for anyone who was little. I mean, I had Mia Hamm when I was playing soccer and Brandy Chastain, and that was like it. The fact that kids now, we're going to have all of these different women to look up to in sports, from Sue Bird, Megan Rapinoe, all of these amazing women. I love this. This is amazing. I'm thrilled. And I hate basketball.
How does the WNBA keep this mojo going, right? How do they take this excitement and bring this excitement to arenas for professionals?
That's easy. When Caitlin Clark goes presumably number one, I believe, to the Indiana Fever, who have the first pick, then you start putting those Fever games on TV, 1. 2, you start making sure that you have women that are the face of the league and you put faces to these teams. And they've already started that process. It just continues because now Caitlin gives you the hot rookie to follow into the pros. I think the issue with the men's game is that so many players are one and done. NIL has you playing hopscotch from school to school, so you don't have a relationship year after year. The fact that this was a revenge game, there's no men's basketball game where you could say last year he did this against him, and this year it's time for the that dude got drafted. He's gone.
That's right. That's the interesting point. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's good for this momentum that we've got right now. But ultimately, isn't that a weird answer that this works because women don't leave and get drafted?
They're not going one and done. We've seen their story for the last 4 years. Do you think that's what's so special about this group of women? We know their stories. We follow them. We love and hate them.
I mean, Angel Reese announced she was entering the WNBA draft with like a beautiful photo shoot in Vogue. Amazing. And you're going to see her and Caitlin Clark enter the WNBA at a moment where they can really capitalize on this story. You know, last year, the Liberty Games out in Brooklyn were some of the most fun places you could go see sports. We're going to see even more of that next year. I think I saw women's sports is going to break $1 billion in revenue for the first time. It's just the beginning.
Yeah, women's soccer, everything.
And the Olympics, too, with we got Simone Biles coming back. It's going to be a good summer.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.